What's up and welcome to Headbanger's Kitchen. Folks, Fat Loss Friday is coming to an end. This is the last and final episode in the series. I really hope you've enjoyed it and got lots of amazing meal ideas from the series. If you haven't seen the earlier episodes, click here on the I button and watch all of them. And you know what, without further ado, let's get straight into the meals for this week. So for breakfast, I'm bringing back eggs and we're going to be making a delicious eggs on toast made with some boiled eggs.
For this recipe, you need to boil your eggs. I'm sure you all know how to do that, right? If not, very quickly Google how to boil an egg. I'm going to be using my instant pot to boil them, so I place the trivet inside the instant pot. Then I add a cup of water and place my eggs in. Turn the pressure knob to sealing position. Pressure cook on high for 5 minutes. Then let it natural release for 5 minutes, set a timer, and once that's done, flip the pressure knob and let the pressure out. Then dunk those eggs in some cold water for 5 minutes, set a timer again. Now that that's done, time to peel the eggs. The first egg I crack on the top and the bottom, and then I peel it in the water to see if it makes it any easier to peel. I always see people doing this. Anyway, easy peasy. For the second one, I do the same thing, but I do it outside the water and that peels off easily just as well. Since we're eating 2 eggs only for breakfast, the rest will go in my fridge. Or you can make a big batch of this and have it ready for your breakfast every day. Now just cut those eggs open and you can see just how well they are cooked. I get a bowl, I take 15 grams of brie cheese, you can use any you like. I microwave that for 15 seconds and then I add a tablespoon of that lower than low fat mayo, which is only 10 calories a serving. And I mix those. Then I add some green onions and then the eggs. I season with salt and some black pepper. And now I mash everything together and you will have a lovely creamy cheesy egg mix. Now for the bread, I'm using something called light broise, which is a sourdough bread that has 250 calories per 100 grams. So I'm just going to use half of that, so I slice it in half. You can of course just use a slice of regular bread. Anyway, I toast the bread and now I spread my egg mix on top and then finish with a little more spring onion. And my eggs on toast is ready, and that's a great breakfast to start the day. It clocks in at 350 calories with 20 grams of protein. Enjoy!
So that was breakfast. Now for lunch, we're going to be eating some Indian food once again. And today we're going to be making a delicious fish curry and eating that with some rice.
For my curry, I get 100 grams of onion and put that in my blender, along with 15 grams of garlic and 15 grams of coriander root. Next, I blend it in my NutriBullet, and if you need to add a bit of water to make it easier to blend, please go ahead and do it just like I did. Now that we have our onion, garlic and coriander root paste, it's time to get cooking. Get your pan on the stove and heat up a tablespoon of ghee. Then add your paste to the pan and start cooking. You want to cook it till it dries up and the liquid has evaporated. Now I add in my spices, cumin powder, coriander powder, red chili powder and turmeric powder. Give that all a good mix before adding in some tomato puree. And now continue to cook that. I will season it with some salt, add some water and bring that up to a boil. Lower the heat and cover and cook for 5 to 8 minutes. Open that up and it's looking good already. I add in 100 ml of coconut milk and mix well. Then in goes my fish, which is gently going to poach in the curry, so I cover it and let it cook for 2 minutes. Now after 2 minutes I pop open the lid and the curry is ready. I finish it with fresh coriander and squeeze some fresh lime juice in as well. And that curry is looking delicious already. Of course, you gotta stop drooling and checking out that curry and give it one final good mix. When it's time to eat, get out your scale and serve yourself the curry and the rice according to your macros. I have 100 grams of rice with 1 serving of curry. And that's my epic fish curry and rice meal for lunch, which clocks in at 286 calories with 18 grams of protein. And since this is such a light lunch, at least for me, I might eat more than 1 serving of the curry or probably add a serving of steamed vegetables on the side. But you do you. And for this week's snacks, it's fruits and veggies as usual, and I'm having cucumber, orange, dragon fruit and boiled beets. You can eat the fruits and vegetables that you like. Cucumbers are 15 calories per 100 grams, oranges are 47 calories per 100 grams, dragon fruit is 60 calories per 100 grams, and boiled beets are 44 calories per 100 grams.
And for dinner, we're going to be making a delicious and healthy chicken wrap. This is really yummy. I promise you're going to love it.
To make the marinade for our chicken, get out your kitchen scale. We're going to start with 100 grams of yogurt, 15 grams of garlic, 5 grams of mint leaves, 5 grams of coriander, 1 teaspoon of chaat masala, 1 teaspoon of salt, and the juice of half a lime. And then blitz it. Now this wasn't the best idea because ideally I should have blended everything except the yogurt and then added that mix to the yogurt. Anyway, I get my chicken in a bowl and I'm using chicken leg meat and I pour the marinade over. Now you can see mine is liquid because I blended the yogurt, which I should not have done, but hey, this will also work. Anyway, I pop it in the fridge for about 4 hours to marinate. Now I got some purple cabbage that I'm going to grate because we need to make a slaw for the wrap. I also get a carrot and grate that. Now we have our cabbage and carrot grated. Let's add some sriracha sauce, some of that lower than low fat mayo, season this with salt, squeeze some fresh lime juice, and then chop up some spring onion greens and add it to the slaw. Mix everything well and our spicy slaw for the wrap is ready. Next, I chop up some onion into slices which we are going to be cooking along with our chicken, and also some green bell peppers that I will cut into nice little cubes. Get a pan on the stove and when it's hot, throw in your chicken, marinade and all. And now obviously mine is all liquid because I blended the yogurt, so I need to cook out this liquid. I add the onions as well and a teaspoon of olive oil, and now I patiently wait to cook out that liquid. Once that's done, I flip the chicken over and you can see that amazing crust I've developed on the meat. That's all flavor. Next, I add in the green bell pepper and I also add some water to deglaze the pan because you can see all those brown bits at the bottom, and that will mix with the water and it'll form like a brown gravy almost, and that's all flavor there. And we're going to mix that so that the chicken is coated in that sauce, and you want to cook it down till it's a sticky glaze on the chicken. And once that's done, the chicken is cooked through, remove it from the pan. For the wrap, I'm going to be using a standard store-bought wrap. This is about 176 calories for the wrap and it works perfect. So use whatever you can get your hands on. This works for me, so I'm using it. Before making the wrap, I just warm up the tortilla on the pan and we're good to go. So lay down your tortilla, some of that slaw, the chicken, and some of the onions and the peppers. And now wrap that baby up. This can take some practice, but the more wraps you make, the better you get at it. Now I just cut into it, and as I always say, just look at that cross section. Anyway, that's a wrap, folks. Our chicken wrap is ready. It looks delicious and clocks in at 440 calories with 31 grams of protein. Enjoy.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was your meal plan for the week. As always, remember, these are meals suited to my calorie and macro requirements, so you do need to tweak them a little bit to fit yours. And if you don't know how to calculate your calories and macros, click here on the I button and check out my series where I teach you how to do it. Anyway, Fat Loss Friday is over. I hope you enjoyed the series. If you want more such healthy recipes, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next episode of Headbangers Kitchen. Until then, cheers and keep cooking. A big thank you to everyone who supports me on my Patreon and here on the YouTube channel memberships. If you enjoy the music I make, well then go buy a music album. A big thank you to all the people who support me on Patreon and here on the YouTube channel memberships. If you'd like to become a supporter on Patreon or here on the YouTube channel memberships, the link is in the video description box just below this video. Anyway, thank you all for the support. Cheers.